Hello and welcome to the Daily Meal for Wednesday, the 13th of March 2024, and also Monday, the 11th of March, and Tuesday, the 12th of March. It's a triple extravaganza because my laptop is a pile of garbage. Now, moving on. We start off with this from the southernnews.co.uk. It's a great feeling. Japhet Tanganga reflects on incredible late winner for Millwall against Birmingham. The Tottenham loanee nodded in from a corner to grab a huge 3 points on Saturday. Certainly looks happy, doesn't he? I think we were all looking like that at the end of that game. Japhet Tanganga was left with a great feeling after heading in a crucial late winner against Birmingham City, with the relegation clash heading to a goalless draw. The Tottenham Hotspur loanee popped up with a massive goal in the 90th minute as he found the net from a Jules Saville corner. It was Tanganga's second goal in 4 games, and he has also enjoyed improved performances at the back as he becomes more settled in the Millwall defence. Speaking after the game to Millwall TV, the 24-year-old said, "Obviously, it's a great feeling getting a last-minute winner. Second half, we really wanted our best compared to the first, but sometimes you have to dig in and get a result, and that was it. Coming in at half-time, 0-0, it's not a bad result, so we just knew we had to keep going and do more of what we did in the first half in the second half. But I feel like we kind of stepped off it, but like I said, it's about getting the results, and we got that. It was tough for me coming in and not playing as much football as I wanted to previously, so it's about getting into a rhythm, yeah? Nothing can compare to playing football matches. You can't train. You can train as hard as you want, but playing is the most important thing. It was about getting up and running and finding my feet, and I would like to think I finally found it, and I keep pushing on from there." It's Leeds United up next, and Tanganga backs his team to give Mill's old foes a challenge at Ellen Road. He said, "It's a very good group of players, and it's a team that's very together, no matter the opponent, what we come up against. Southampton the other week, Watford, whoever it is, we'll just dig in and make sure we can do everything to get a result out there. Obviously, we're looking around the league, but the main focus is on ourselves, which is what we've been doing. Other teams can win, but if we make sure we do our job, we'll be okay." Indeed. And also from the southernnews.co.uk. Billy Mitchell reveals that even his girlfriend is joining the Neil Harris fan club and reflects on how vital Millwall fans have been in recent weeks. The mood around the Den is almost incomparable to a month ago. Billy Mitchell has lauded the presence Neil Harris has brought to Millwall and revealed how even his girlfriend has grown to love the club legend. The 46-year-old head coach left Cambridge United last month to replace Joe Edwards in the Lions' hot seat and has engineered a stunning turnaround in form. The 10 points picked up in 12 games after Saturday's win over Birmingham City has eased the relegation fears that have been growing around Millwall and has lifted the feeling around the club. And Mitchell, who has returned to the lineup under Harris, believes everyone is buying into it. Asked about the former striker returning to the club for his fourth stint as either a player or manager, Mitchell said, when he came back in, I was telling my girlfriend all about him, and she didn't know much. And now she loves him as much as the rest of us do. He's an absolute legend, and it feels like he's not really a new manager coming in, because I've worked with him before, and he's got that presence where he walks into the building, and it's just a homely fit, and it feels right. I think he's just simplified the messages before the game. We've gone back to basics. Everyone knows what their jobs are, and first and foremost, we knew where the ball's going, who's getting after it, and what to do when we haven't got the ball also. Everyone being ultra clear on their jobs has just taken away any grey areas, and I mean we could get back to doing what we know can get us the results. We had a lot of success with that type of style when he was here before, and it's working so far. The return of Harris has also seen the atmosphere, both home and away, noticeably lift. The chanting in the away end at Southampton last month was seen thousands of times on social media, while home games against Watford and Birmingham has witnessed a louder than usual noise at the Den. Mitchell believes the fans have been crucial to the revival in form, he said. I think recently, home and away, they've shown what great fans they can be. They're vital for us, especially in this situation that we've been in the past couple of months. This is not necessarily the easiest place to play when things are not going well, and that's nothing against them. Sometimes they can get frustrated, just like we can, but they really dug in and they've shown us their support recently. It's made a massive, massive difference. Mitchell 22 has started all 4 games under Harrison and has joined his run in the team, even if he admits the whole season so far has not quite been what he had been hoping for. He said, "Oh, personally, it's been a bit frustrating season. I don't think I've got quite to the levels I wanted to do, really. Obviously, being in and out of the team, a lot of chopping and changing with the managers, so it's been hard to find some rhythm and flow. With Neil coming in, I've started the last 4 games, and overall I've been pretty pleased. I still feel like there's a little bit more to come with the ball, but in terms of the basics and the fundamentals, fitness-wise and doing the dog work out of possession, I feel really comfortable, and right now that's kind of what we needed to get results on the board and put a little bit of space between us and the bottom 3. Mitchell has also been impressed with the impact of Saturday's match winner Japhet Tanganga, who joined on loan from Tottenham Hotspurs in January. The midfielder said, "I really noticed it at Southampton away when obviously we didn't have much of the ball, and I just thought he was completely and utterly dominant with his tackles. He's got great leadership qualities from behind. You can always hear him, very trustworthy, defending space in behind him. Great stepping in, a calm influence on the ball as well. He's been a pleasure to play with. I was just thinking in the change room after the game that we've been blessed with some good quality loanee centre-halves over the last few years. Danny Ballard, Charlie Cresswell, and now Jaff, so he's definitely living up to the expectation. He's just a great lad anyway and easy to talk to, and he's got some good stories coming from Spurs as well." So there you go. Everybody loves Japhet Tanganga. Now, what are we doing? Oh yeah, Team of the Week. Again, Team of the Week, Championship Team of the Week. Tanganga and Saville made the Team of the Week, but you can see, if you can't, John Ruddy as well. So the Birmingham keeper made the Team of the Week. So there you go. He did have a good performance, did he not? This is from EFL.com, and also from EFL.com is this. This is the latest TV selection for Sky Sports, and like I said, I'll tell you. So they're doing it week by week now because they're coming out to the end of the season. Well, these are April games, so literally, like, I think next week they'll do the week after the one that you see on the screen. So they've done the weeks for Saturday the 13th of April. So that means our Cardiff game is 100% set to go ahead on the time that it's set to go ahead, which is at the Den at 3 o'clock. So it's not going to be moved for television. It's set in stone. Go ahead and buy trains and tickets and all sorts of whatever you're going to do if you're coming from abroad, hotels and things like that. That's set to go ahead. Now, there was a championship game on Tuesday, I believe. Birmingham played Middlesbrough, and that was the only team below us that had a game in hand. And luckily for us, Middlesbrough won that. Birmingham lost it, so Birmingham now without a win in 5 games, leaving them below us by a number of points, 4-point gap. 4-point gap to Birmingham and Queen's Park Rangers, 5-point gap to Huddersfield, which, as I said, is important, seeing as we've got 2 tough games coming up against Leeds, away to Leeds, and West Bromwich Albion on Good Friday. So important to have that gap. So yeah, another good result going our way, and we'll hope that the other results go our way as well. Because don't forget, we are playing on Sunday. It's Sunday at 3 o'clock. So the other teams will be playing on Saturday, and that may or may not affect the mindset of the other of the team of Leeds and Millwall team going into that game. There's already been a lot of talk from the Leeds end, because Leicester this is the FA Cup weekend. Leicester are playing in the FA Cup. They're playing Chelsea. They can, Leeds, go top of the table. This is what they're talking about. They think they're like, they're kind of counting the chickens before they're hatched. A bit Schadenfreude might be coming up, because they're talking like it's already going to happen, that they're going to smash Millwall. You can see here, if they win, they're going to jump up to 82 points. If they win by 1 goal, they'll need to win by more than 1 goal, I think. Because it'll go to evens on goal difference, but then it's goals scored, so they'll stay second if they only beat us by 1 goal. So they're already talking like, oh, this is our chance to go top of the table, blah, 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 blah. So you can see now it's kind of coming like, oh, they might be. You might want to stop talking like that, because when teams start talking like that, that's when they come unstuck. And you can see here, they haven't lost a game in a while. In the last 6, they haven't lost a game. But that's what Leicester did, and now they lost 3 in a row. So don't count your chickens before they've hatched, Leeds fans, because even though I'm not expecting us to beat Leeds, but it's certainly a possibility, especially with Neil Harris as the manager and the way that the team's been playing. It's on Sky Television. It's Sunday game. Like I said, the games on Saturday that might knock us down the table. We might give us a bit more motivation to try and get a result. So we'll see. But yeah, be careful, Leeds fans. Now talking about this game that I attended on Tuesday. The under-21s smashed Watford 7-0. Quite a good game to watch. Some good football being played. So yeah, this is from millfc.co.uk. Millwall under-21s in 7th heaven with Watford win. Millwall's under-21s were 7-0 winners over Watford in the Professional Development League at the Den on Monday afternoon. Henry Hearn 2, Romain Esse, Nana Boateng penalty, Shamal Lawson, Abdul Malik and Oliver Evans were all on target as the Lions romped to a victory in SE16. Kevin Nugent was able to start Connell Truman, Sean Hutchinson, Esse and Adam Mayer in South London, with the club captain playing the first 45 minutes when he's come back from injury. Yeah, but what I would say is it's not like those players will like just run the show and just they were the reason why we won so heavily. No, it wasn't that at all. You could tell Sean Hutchinson definitely made a difference. You could tell at the start of the second half that if the passing between midfield and defence was a bit shaky at times in the second half. There was a positioning composure wasn't really there, but Romain Esse was doing well. Adam Mayer was doing well. But that was just a proper team performance, I would say. Like Shamal Lawson played very, very well. Henry Hearn played very, very well, and I was looking at him. I didn't consider that with our striker problems in the first team that he could be an option, because of maybe a bit too soon for him. But I thought he did very, very well playing up front on his own as a kind of centre forward striker target man. But sadly, he got injured in the second half, got a hamstring injury, and had to come off. Yeah, like I said, it wasn't like the first team players were the main reason why we won 7-0. It was a total team performance, which is what you get with the under-21s now. They are very, very well managed, very well trained and drilled. They know what they're doing and they do it well. So the scoring was opened after just 11 minutes as Hearn bundled home from close range before the striker doubled his and Mills' tally on 27 minutes as he steered home Boateng's cross. Not even 2 minutes later, the Lions had 3 as Esse struck from the edge of the area, went over the line before Boateng won and converted a spot kick to put Kevin Nugent's side 4 to the good. There was time for one more before half-time as Lawson controlled Boateng's through ball to fire home. Hearn had to withdraw through injury halfway through the second half, with Abdul Malik, his replacement, and the striker wasted no time in notching after combining with Boateng for number 6. Yeah, Abdul Malik, when he came on, was very, very good as well. The pick of the bunch, however, was saved for last as centre-back Evans got on the end of another Boateng assist to score an overhead kick and make it 7-0. Yeah, the centre-back doing the old overhead kick. I think it was a corner. Was it a corner? Came in and he goes up for it and he kind of, I don't know if someone else got a touch, but he ends up behind. He's with his back to the goal, and then he just kind of does a overhead kick. because why not? So QPR's 1-0 defeat at Charlton means that the Lions are now 2 points clear at the top of the South Division, with Friday's trip to Colchester United up next. Yeah, and that at the moment is set to be played at Malden and Tiptree FC. 2 PM kickoff on Friday, so that will be a game with public attendance. So why not get down there if you live out that way? The team was as follows: Truman, Walker, Myers, Hutchinson, Ollie Evans, Bangura, Williams, Boateng, Lawson, Hearn, SA and Mayer. The subs were Stevenson on for Hutchinson, 46 minutes, and Abdul Malik on for Hearn, 66 minutes, Amu Shane on for SA on 75th minute, and Mackay on for Mayer on 75th minute. The unused substitute was George Evans. So there you go, 7-0. And manager, I'm sure he's probably quite happy about that. Kevin Nugent comments on Mill's under-21s 7-0 success. This is also from millfc.co.uk. Kevin Nugent praised Mill's first team contingent as the Lions under-21s cruised to a 7-0 Professional Development League victory over Watford on Monday afternoon. Sean Hutchinson played 45 minutes against the Hornets at the Den, whilst Conor Truman, Romain Esse and Adam Mayer also played their part in the thumping. Yeah, I probably should mention this. I didn't mention it. Sean Hutchinson. Position wise, kind of very well, did very well. Managing the team and the defenders very, very well. His passing though was way off. Yeah, some of his passing was a bit bad. So to be honest with you, I think his time is probably just to sit on the bench with the way that Tanganga's playing. So there you go. Maybe he might get a run out on Easter Monday, because we've got a short turnaround between Good Friday and Easter Monday, but I don't know about that. So Mill will return to the top of the South Division, benefiting from QPR's defeat at Charlton Athletic and bouncing back from a loss against Ours on Tuesday night. It's really pleasing result, and it's a really pleasing performance, Nugent told millfc.co.uk. It started off as a tight game, but we were really good. It was nice for the likes of Hutch to get some minutes as well. The second half performance against QPR was very good. It was a tight game, and we possibly could have had a point out of it. The attitude was spot on. Today, you've got the club captain playing as well as the likes of Rom and Adam, and they all contributed to a really good performance. With the scoreline 5-0 at half-time, Nugent revealed that he wasn't required to do much talking in the dressing room ahead of the second half. I didn't need to do much talking. Connell and Hutch did it all for me on the pitch. They were telling the guys to continue doing the basics well and not to get too carried away with what we're doing. Try and score more goals, but also try and keep a clean sheet. They managed it themselves. One downside from the afternoon was the withdrawal of Hearn leaving the Millwall field after 66 minutes after pulling up with an injury. Henry's getting assessed at the moment. It's a real shame. He performed really well today. And he was very brave. I hope it's not too bad. It looked like a hamstring tear, so those generally are not the easiest of things. So let's have a look at the table for the under-21s. There you go. Back at the top, 2 points ahead of QPR. Although we've got Bournemouth in third. They've got 2 points in hand, 2 games in hand. So that would be, 6 points. So yeah, that could take them to 42, but their goal difference is horrible because they don't score enough goals, because they do the ticka-taka, ticka-taka, tick-tick-taka. And they bore the life out of everyone passing the ball around at the back. But hey-ho, what are you going to do? You can see here Millwall scored 55 goals. They're the top scorers in the league. And that's what you want to see. They just scored 7 goals, didn't they? So, very entertaining to watch. Like I said, next up is Colchester away. If you can get to that, I highly recommend you get to that. Malden Tiptree FC, the Wallace Binder Stadium. Although it may change, I'll let you know before the game if it changes. So, moving on to this. From southwarknews.co.uk, that bodes well for the future. Neil Harris analyses the progress he saw from his Millwall players against Birmingham and the most pleasing aspect he spotted. The manager also explained why he's only made one substitution when the match against the Blues was locked at 0-0. Neil Harris was impressed with the way his players got a foothold in the game against Birmingham City and how his team stood up to adversity in the second half. Millwall were the far better side for most of the first half and sat and showed more adventurousness and threat on the attack than in previous weeks, but the Blues fought back in the second half and may have felt hard done by Japhet Tanganga's last-minute winner. Harris liked the progress he saw in what was his fourth game in charge since returning to manage the Lions. He told us then, all I've said post-game to the players is I think we can be slightly better with the ball than we have been. And that was my demand before the game, be as resilient and disciplined as we have been with our shape. But come on, lads, we can make a pass or two more, play in better areas to enable us to get foothold in the game further up the pitch. And first half we did it, and the last 25 minutes we did it as well. The 20 minutes after the half-time, Birmingham were better than us, and sometimes you have to credit the opponent. It's very difficult at this level to dominate for 90 minutes, and first half I thought we were excellent. Some patterns we worked on in training on Friday were apparent, and the lads clearly listened and delivered and showed their quality off the back of one detailed training session, what they can achieve. And that bodes well for the future in the forthcoming months. I just thought Birmingham was slightly better in the battle at the start of the second half on the second balls. We turned over slightly too cheaply at the top end of the pitch and we caused ourselves a few problems. Having said that, Matty Sarkic makes one save in 90 minutes, so again, as much as we weren't good with the ball in the second half, they still didn't affect our goal. What I did see, which was probably the most pleasing thing, was that the label my group had before I got here, dealing with adversity, how they conceded a goal and then another one and crumbled at times. We didn't do that. We went forward again, we stepped on, I put faith in the players on the pitch, and we pushed forward in the last 20 minutes. And there was only one team that deserved to win that game, and that was us. Ryan Longman replaced Duncan Watmore off the bench after 60 minutes, but that was the only substitution Harris would make before Tanganga's goal. On sticking with most of the team that started the game, Harris said, "Oh, listen, sometimes it's easy to change, but I've learned over the years that it's stronger to not change. When I'm standing on the sidelines with my assistant head coaches and we're talking about if we need fresh legs on or to mix it up, sometimes it's braver to do nothing. I made the call. It was my decision not to do anything at 75, 80 minutes. And the reason being, not to be too disrespectful to the lads sitting behind me because they're very talented. I just thought that the lads on the pitch had done extremely well so far and they deserve the opportunity to finish the game. And that's something I certainly probably wouldn't have been brave enough to do 5, 7 years ago where I am now." So there you go. Yeah, why not? Why not? Now moving on to this. Also from the Southwark.News.co.uk. "Come on, Chopper, get me in the team." Neil Harris explains how he's handling players who have had limited game time since his Millwall return. The manager has retained a fairly solid lineup since returning to the Den. Neil Harris has stressed that he's extremely excited to see players who have struggled for game time in recent weeks. First team stars like Casper Denor, Brooke Norton-Cuffy, Wes Harding and Murray Wallace were often regulars under Harris's predecessors this season but have had limited minutes amid Millwall's strong run of form. The Lions boss has opted for a fairly consistent lineup since returning to the Den, which has meant time on the bench for some big names, while Harding has not made the matchday squad in the last 3 matches. But Harris is keen to remind his squad that everyone has a part to play and has even had a chat with midfield talent Denor to reassure him about his importance. The Mill head coach told News at then, "Oh, there's some lads that haven't played a lot of minutes, but I'm extremely excited to see. I watched Romain Esse and Adam Mayer play very, very well in the under-21s. I'm excited to see them in a completely different environment of first-team football. Brooke Norton-Cuffy's come on in 4 games, and even Saturday he's only on the pitch for 4 minutes, but he won 2 headers and put his head in where it hurts. Why is he doing that? Because he knows it's the demand. Now, I know Murray Wallace's capabilities as centre-half or left-back, and I know he's chomping at the bit, and he'll be sitting there thinking, come on, Chopper, get me in the team. And I'm aware of that. I want to see him on the pitch. And I'm leaving Wes Harding and Alan Campbell out of the squad, 2 talented players with a proven record and pedigree in the Championship. I had a really good chat with Casper last week, just making sure he's aware of my understanding of him and his ability, and that he's a bloody good player and will be a very good player for this football club still. But he can't argue with the fact that Billy Mitchell and George Saville have been exceptional in 4 games. And sometimes you can be really excited about the players not in the team, but you have to really appreciate the players in the team and what they've done. The switch to a back 4 from Joe Edwards' back 5 has created limited spaces in the defence, and Harris says he's a big fan of top pro Harding, despite the 27-year-old losing his place. Harris added, It's really unfortunate always, because he's a top pro, a top bloke, really popular in the group, and I've been a big fan of his for years and years. It's tough, but ultimately, it's my job to make these tough calls and try and use man management skills to make people feel valued and respected. So there you go. And it's going to get harder for him now, isn't it, with Sean Hutchinson now coming back into the fold. Moving on to this. The Loanwatch. So Kamal Grant and Bromley are into the FA Trophy semi-finals following a 2-0 quarter-final victory over Barnet last weekend. Goals from Michael Cheek and Olufale Olamola secured a victory over the Bees with a home draw against Solihull Moors, now standing between the Ravens and a trip to Wembley. Yeah. But what they don't mention here, that I don't think Kamal Grant played in that game. He's kind of been out. I don't think he's played in the last 2 games. Elsewhere, Alex Mitchell's Lincoln City recorded a thumping 6-0 win over Cambridge United in midweek to move within 3 points of the Sky Bet League One playoffs. The defender played 56 minutes since the bank as the Imps eased to a win over the U's. It was more misery for Sutton United than Nino Adam Malachi, however, the Stephen Morrison's side were beaten 1-0 by Crewe Alexandra to leave them 6 points from safety in Sky Bet League 2. Carl Smith, meanwhile, will be hoping to make his second Wealdstone debut this coming Saturday. Yeah, Carl Smith has gone out on loan to Wealdstone. Obviously, with Millwall's game on Sunday, these are the teams playing Bromley. Bromley, do you want to get down to Bromley on Saturday? There's a game there. But moving on to this, like I said, Carl Smith joins Wealdstone on loan. And Millwall under-21s defender Carl Smith has rejoined Wealdstone on loan for the remainder of the 23-24 campaign. Smith, who linked up with Abdul Malik at the Vanarama National League side earlier this season, will now complete the year with the Stones, beginning with Saturday's trip to AFC Fylde. Wealdstone are currently in 20th place in the top tier of non-league. Yeah, he was... Yeah, he's gone on loan there because he was on loan there before. So obviously, I don't know why he came back. Was it an injury or something? I'm not too sure. But there you go. I'm going to finish today's video with this. The under-18s are fresh off of. Don't really talk about them much, but I told you about their Premier Development Cup. Was it quarter-final win? Semi-final win? I think it's semi-final win. And the quarter-final win against Chelsea. And they now have an away semi-final against Leeds, and that's pending for April. Well, this is bizarre because this doesn't happen at this level. I don't know what happened in this game because this is just bizarre. I think it's... Oh, they do mention it was a young team for QPR. Millwall under-18s hit double figures in QPR win. Millwall under-18s were 12-0 winners. 12. 1-2. 12. Over Queen's Park Rangers in the Professional Development League on Saturday. Larry McAvoy and Chris Perry's side took on a youthful R's outfit at Calmont Road, but showed no mercy in racking up double figures against the West London side. Adidapo Oligbodi kicked off the goal scoring in the 13th minute, or 2 goals from a trialist, and 1 each from Jack Howland and Cavalli Hayward ensured a thumping 5-0 lead at the half-time break. Alfie Massey made it 6 early in the second half, with Haywood and Howland grabbing the second goals within a minute of each other to make it 8-0 with just under 20 minutes to play. Howland's hat-trick came with 40 minutes left with Frankie Macchiochia and bringing up double figures on 81 minutes with a sublime free kick. Howland bagged the 4th to register 11 for the Lions before a second trialist notched a 90th minute goal to round off the rout. The under-18s were 17 points off the top of the table, but possess 6 games in hand, now face Birmingham City on Saturday. So yeah, this is unheard of in this game, and it sounds like a bit of a crazy game because you can see here. So we've got 2 trialists playing for Millwall. I assume that Forbes got injured and got taken off in 16th minutes, and then the player that came on for him got substituted at half time. So what is happening in this game? Crazy game it sounds like. We got the trialists. Are they all the two lads from Margate and Dartford? I don't know. But yeah, the team was Prozwozny, Mansour, Olagbodi, Massey, Forbes, Stevenson, Whitby, Maggiogia, Haywood and Howland. The subs were Taylor on for Forbes on 16th minute, and then Whiteman on for Taylor at half time. And the trialist, I'll call him trialist B because he came off the bench, on for Whitby in the 70th minute. And the unused subs were Penny and O'Boyle. So there you go. Crazy, crazy game. Like I said, this doesn't happen at this level. This is insane. This is basically professional football teams sides, and this doesn't happen. And you've got the under-18s beating Queen's Park Rangers 12-0. Then you've got the under-21s beating Watford 7-0, which is more understandable. You do get in your 5s and your 6s. But 12? How? Like, this side is, it seems, they do seem to have something special about them. And we'll see how, hopefully, they've got, a final and a semi-final coming up. So they've got 6 games in hand. They've still got to play their games in the league. So that's going to be tough. But yeah, they seem to be a very, very, very good team. And it's throughout the club. There's a lot of good stuff going on. And it would be good if we could get some of that in the first team, but that would be a huge leap of faith. A huge leap of faith. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.